We're on. Hey there. Hi. All right, so let's start with the roller across the back, right at the tip of the blades. Everybody feeling good? Yes, perfect. So as we lean back here, right near the base of the rib cage, your tail curls up, the knees bent, feet are grounded. You can start by supporting your head with your hands. And at this point, we're just going to bring the gaze up the wall in front of you to the ceiling, and then be kind. But then go back into your hands, thumbs support the occipital ridge, the base of the skull, and with the elbows open wide and down, where you your head hang and stretch your jaw. And as you continue to go back, see if you can feel that stretch into the chest, into the rib cage, into the abdominal line. Now, float the head up, use the hands to tilt the head forward. You're going to feel that weight, and then as you come forward, down into your belly, the elbows drop down into your navel, so that widen the shoulder blades on your back. And then we're going to, thanks for the tail, start to bring your knees up and back again. So the position of the roller matters, right? If it's too much extension, take the roller higher towards your head. If it's not enough extension, take it a little lower towards your waist. But stay on the rib cage. Stay on the thoracic spine, because you really don't want this much pressure into your kidneys here. And then nudge your hip forward, elbows pull down in, the tail curves up, round your back here, and then the feet press down. You slide your head down, open the chest, elbows drop to the ground as close as you can, open your wings here, and then let's lift again. Exhale into flexion. The weight pulls down, so your body's hammocked into the spine. And then inhaling into extension, you rock over your sacrum, down towards the tail, and then let the head mimic the curve of the low spine as it falls back in space. One more, exhale. And round the spine, feel that stretch across your sacrum into your low back. You can almost push the floor away with your feet without moving your feet, just put pressure toward the end of your mat. And then one more arch. And then again, exhale, brings you up, and just a slight upper curl at this point. We're going to rotate to the right, lifting the left shoulder blade off the roller, moving into the lateral part of your back. And then let's twist the left, go across the blades. Leave the opposite of grounded. You're going to look back and down at your back elbow. And again, twisting it. And then let's switch to the left. And then back to center. If the roller shifted, you pull it back in. Because the angular body, the roller tends to roll backwards. But here, maybe bring your feet a little closer to your hips. Push into the ground with your feet, lift your hips up using your glutes. And then let's roll back and forth here along the rib cage. So as the knees go forward, your head goes back. As you push off your feet, roll the roller towards the base of the ribs, and you curve up into flexion, upper up curl. As the knees go forward, drop your head back, look behind you, you're in extension. The hips can lift. The head drops down, elbows wide here, and then as you push off your feet, massage the roller down your back towards the base of the rib cage. So feel the bony structure under you. And then we'll do one more. Hips go up, head goes back. This gives a deep tissue massage. If you can get the direction of the flexion extension synced up with the movement forward and back of your spine. If you can't, just stay in sort of a neutral position and push and pull with your legs to go back and forth. Sometimes if you start going in the wrong direction, it's really hard to change it. And then we can lower the hips down, figure out an appropriate place, and come up to sitting. We can slide the roller forward and take it under your knees. You can move forward a little bit and push your way down and still have like the pad under your head. But go down gradually. And then hips lift. And take the roller across the widest part of your hips. The roller should be supporting your sacrum here, the base of your spine. Hands wrap around the roller and kind of pull it gently towards your shoulders, towards your armpits, and look straight up at the ceiling. We'll pull the right knee in first on the inhale and exhale the left leg in. And then with the hands a little wide on the roller, tip your hips over to the right. The knees falls towards the roller surface. Push down with your arms, swing the knees up to the ceiling and to the other side. So you roll across the sacrum and the SI joints. Look away. So your neck also rotates here. The lower spine is steering it in the opposite direction. And then kind of push the roller in between your hips, compress it, and then continue over. Look away from your knees each time. Pressing down in the arms as you lift the knees up, and then the head just turns and lifts away as the legs travel to one side, the gaze aims to the other. So another one here. And you might notice as you go across the glutes, there's certain places it seems easy, other places where it might be a little tender. So we're going to deal with that the next time the legs get to the right. So once you're centered and the legs fall to the right, choose your angle and then do small circles with the knees, stirring the legs here to massage out whatever part of the glute really needs it. And if you're not sure, vary the angle to explore where you might feel you get a little release here at the bottom of your body's pressing into the roller. And then we'll reverse the circles. Sure that the opposite shoulder blade sits rounded, sits down. And then we're coming back to center, and now let your legs sit to the left. Look to the right and find the right angle for you. It could be really lateral, it could be more along the edges of your sacrum for the SI joint area. And also changing the angle of the knee of the hip will also change where you put your weight into the roller. You can do micro adjustments. And reverse the circle. And then come center, lower your feet. Let's lift the hips up and rotate the roller underneath your sacrum. Again, hold it in position. Inhale to prepare, exhale with both knees this time. And then the feet lift up to the ceiling for scissors. So let's bring the right leg back over your chest, the left leg forward, out over the mat, and feel that scissor split. Then as we inhale, we switch the legs, they move slowly through the air in opposite directions. And exhale to switch again. The toes soft, a little bit of space between the toes. So you're not over pointing, which could tend to, create a cramp in the foot. No one wants that. And legs sweep here easily in opposite directions each time. Maintaining the same distance apart, they each have their own path forward and back. If you feel like the hamstrings need more help today, maybe focus on the leg coming back a little bit more. If on the other hand, you feel like your hips are tight, maybe you want to think about dropping the leg forward and down more. But truthfully, probably both front and back of the legs can help people. So the next breath, we're going to bring both legs up to the ceiling, exhale, rotate, and leave the left leg where it is vertical, and the right leg travels out and down. Then he's coming down from the apex of a rainbow, and down that slope. Press into your right arm in particular as you drag the right leg up and tap the heels together. Now the right leg is stable, and the left leg is sideways out and down. Exhale, pull it up, lift it here. And then the right leg out and down again. So let's stretch in your inner thigh. And then use the inner thigh muscles to pull the leg up to the ceiling. So thinking less about moving from your feet and more about moving from the upper leg. And what we find is that where you put your attention, that's where you get the work, that's where you feel the work. You can test that out by trying to move the leg from the toes across the ceiling and down the wall. And then still reach out with the toes to pull that leg up. And then do that same leg again, moving from the upper outer thigh to lower the foot down. And moving from the upper inner thigh to pull the leg up. Often moving closer to center, you'll feel it more in your lower abdominals. Try that again with the other side. So toes first, stretch out into space and downhill. And then the toes float up, dragging the leg up, following your path. And then think about the upper outer thigh, pulling the leg open. And the upper inner thigh, pulling the leg up to the ceiling and closing the thighs to close the feet. Okay, we'll bend the knees in. Exhale, lower the feet down. Again, lift your hips and rotate the roller to a different position. Maybe bring it higher up towards your waist. And now let's just pull the right foot in. Extend the right foot up to the ceiling and stretch the hamstring. Lower the foot all the way out, forward and down. Tap the heel. If you need to bend the knee, do so. If it's too much arch in your spine, you can also pull the left into your chest to release some of that tension, that pull. And then we're going to exhale and shoot that right leg forward and then pull it all the way up slowly. Use the full exhalation to bring the leg to the ceiling and maybe further back. And then forward and down. Toes soft, air flowing between them. Go down low enough to feel the glute engage as you open the hip here. And exhale to lift. As your body starts to open up into hip extension, you might find that initially you have to bend the knee and you'll still get a stretch across the front of the hip, like where the quad here crosses from the thigh bone finger into the pelvic bones. And let's drag this on up again. Just one more. Your arm and let your heel gently rest on the mat. Go a little longer there, stretch out to the sole of the foot and exhale to pick the leg up. At that point, we'll switch legs, right down, left up. And then extend the left knee, reach the left foot up to the ceiling and back to the place where you get the stretch in the back of your leg. And now let the leg extend forward, it strokes across the ceiling and down the wall, soft landing on the ground. Push it out a little bit further, try to feel that stretch across your hip and exhale to bring the leg up, the belly pulls tight. The other leg, that right knee is still vertical, you want to feel work in the upper inner thigh on the right side, and not just let the leg fall open without having any work at all. Keep the foot balanced here, inner and outer edge. And exhale to bring that left leg up again. You always want to protect the back by using the exhale at the point of greatest exertion. Take the leg down softly, control it to the floor, land gently, and then stretch. Exhale, scoop the belly down, you're breathing out as you lift the leg up. We'll do one more of these. How the abdominal wall really has to engage in different places at different heights of the leg. Different places in that range of motion will cause more or less work into your center. And the body's adapting the whole time you're doing this. Last time to bring the leg up. So the stretch of the hamstring and then bend the knee, replace the foot down. We're going to lift the hips up and take the roller out from under once it's rolled away, it's time. So let's extend the legs forward and start our roll-ups. So if you want to use the TheraBand on the feet, you can. Otherwise, you're bringing the arms up to the ceiling and back by the ears. Bring the arms forward, start to pick the head up, look down your nose, chin towards your throat, big exhale. Go up and up forward, right over your legs, pull the waist back, curl the tail forward with this beautiful curve in your spine. And now we're rolling back. You can stay low here today. Curl the tail forward and think of tracking across the floor to the far walls. The arms up as you slow the movement down, come down vertebra by vertebra into the ground. At the end, lay your head back and stretch the arms back towards your ears. So keeping the ribcage rounded here under your body. And let's lift again. Coming up, try to lift to the back of the head, go up to get it feeling up. Lift out of the ground, up of the ground, and then suck the waist back, C-curve spine as you dive forward. Maybe pulling because forward and chest back to get more stretch into the calves and the hamstrings there. And then we're rolling it back. Now the arms can go higher for more load to control, lower if you need to decelerate on your way to the ground. Into the body, exhale before you really need the assistance. Yeah, that was amazing. Good job. So coming up again. And again, exhale before you really pick up the shoulders, pick up the chest. Exhale first and then pull up. Almost feel like your lower ribs are pulling back, the upper ribs are pulling forward, and you take that deep dive forward over the legs, over the space between your knees. And then we're taking it back again. Arms lower would be easier, arms higher, more challenged. So your arms can change position relative to your spine. As you're going down, you may want to lower the arms so that you can slow down the descent and really feel this tracking up the body on the way down and then down the body with the abdominals on the wedge. One more time to come up. Remember a deep exhale before you need it. Try not to rush through the area. Like if you find that you're accelerating, that's a place where you need more assistance. Because usually the body then is just trying to run through that area, hoping you don't notice that it is not as strong as the other parts. All right. Yes, that always warms us up. So we're moving next into hundreds. So for this one, we'll roll back into your upper curl, hold the legs in, and then start pumping. You know the routine. So let's take the arms forward, curl the tail up, and roll back. This allows us to stop in a really good upright curl, maybe at the base of the ribs. Keep the shoulders curved a little forward and in so that you feel the back broaden right below the tip of the blades. Then we can bring the arms parallel to the ground. One leg pulls in and the other. Squeeze them together, start pumping the arms, inhaling. Then your gaze has to stay down. If you look up at your knees or up towards the toes, you're going to fall back out of the upper curl and then you're going to feel it more in the neck. Here we're trying to get the work into the abdominals. If you're not feeling your low abs yet, just slide the knees a little bit forward until you feel the low abdominal wall engaged. But don't let that engagement take away from the upper curl. Maybe extend the legs up, straighten the knees, or go back to an earlier position if it's too much for you. You're breathing fully, completely. Picture this pumping of the arms, pushing air into the lungs and then pushing it out to the very bottom of the lungs where the most air capacity is. We're going to find that full breath in, expanding the chest, expanding the abdominal wall, and then exhaling it all together. Everything pulls in towards your central axis. One more breath. Exhale completely. Try to lift a little higher with the head, a little more bend in the chest, and then fold everything down to the it down. Now here, let's lower the feet with knees bent, arms open in a T, and let your knees fall to the right and with the left. Stretch out your waist, get that rotation of your spine, and also help yourself open up your chest. Then swing the knees to the other side with the leg. We'll do one more set like this. Roll across that sacrum. Give it an extra little moment of lengthening, of stretching in that low back. And then to the other side, knees to left, face right. And then we'll come back to center. And let's grab your theraband. I'm going to place it on the right foot across the ball of the foot and the top of the arch. So once you lift the leg up to the ceiling, you can do a wrap or two with the band around your hands. Extend your left leg, right leg as vertical as you can. If you're tightening the back line of your leg, bend your knee. Otherwise, try to work it a little straighter. And you can push up to the ball of the foot with the toes curled back to keep the band in position. You want a wide band there for more feedback. All right. Now, walk your elbows closer to your hips so that your neck is long. Feel the weight of your body across the hips and across the shoulder blades. We'll lower the leg a little bit away from your chest to make it a little easier to do the circle. And we begin by rotating the leg internally and crossing it over to the left. Go low, the toes point straight up, rotate externally, reach out into the band with your foot to create some space in the joint, some length in the muscles. Each circle, short inhale, long exhale. At the end of the exhale, at the top of the movement, you want to feel the abdominal wall really contracting tightly like an inner corset. So if you're not feeling that, either slow the movement down or make your inhale a lot shorter and the exhale a lot longer, so you really run out of air at the top of the circle. And again, reach, and then exhale, push forward, let both hips stay grounded against the weight and movement of your leg. You want to work into your core here, keeping your body steady and grounded on your mat. We're going to come to the top here, nice and smooth as silk, come up to the top and reverse it. Externally rotate. The left side is heavy, push into the floor, reach out with the right leg, go low. Across the body, now the right side presses everything that is connected to the ground, sinks into your mat. And we do this again. Let's short deep inhale. Just breathe the air in like you need it, which you do, and then exhale, come all the way around and up to the top, for the length in the back of the leg. And reach the leg open, stretching the inner thigh. Go low and pull it across, feeling that length across your hip into the IT band area, into that knee. And we reach again. You can pivot from your elbows, trying to keep the wrists as straight as possible. Let's do one more like this. The left side drops into the ground like you're sinking into quicksand, and now the right side falls into that quicksand as the leg moves left and then comes up to the ceiling. Now from here, take both ends of the band in your right hand, elbow anchors at your side, rotate the leg externally, and then take it out to the side. Maybe your left hand on your left hip bone. Be sure that the pelvis doesn't tilt off the mat, and go as far as you can. Now, if the leg drops towards your feet, towards your other foot, right, it's going to be easier to bring it lower, but that's not necessarily what we want. Try to bring it out almost like horizontal, at a 90-degree angle from your torso, and then rock it a little bit there. You might need to bend your knees slightly to get into the hamstring and the upper inner thigh. So that's it, just slowly, smooth, very small range of motion. And now push down through your left hip if it's lifted at all with the weight of that leg. Feel that work your obliques. And now pull the leg up to the top. Switch hands at 90 degrees. At this point, the right arm extends out, perpendicular to your torso. And you bring your elbow, the left elbow down to the ground. Stretch the leg across the body. So looking away from it. Reach out through the sole of the foot. Drop through the heel if you want a little bit more hamstring stretch. Pull the leg up towards your left shoulder. And now rotate it internally to get a little bit more stretch, sliding into the glute. Remember, keep that right shoulder blade heavy into the floor. After you've taken a couple of breaths here, you might be able to pull the foot a little closer to the left shoulder. Try reaching out through the right sits bone too to find more length in your waist. And then we're unwinding this. Exhale, pull down from the left shoulder to the waist, to the right hip, to bring that leg up to the ceiling. And now we're going to lift that leg as vertically as you can, bent knee or straight. And then come to your upper curl. So lift your head, neck, and shoulders, look to the inside of that leg. Pull yourself up. Your arms are going to work, but your core will too. And then see, can you pull that sits bone forward and the leg back? Feel a little bit more stretch in the back line of your leg. And again, flexing the foot will stretch out your calf. Bending the knee will let you go to the appropriate place of stretching the hamstring. Soft pat with the foot, lay yourself down. Soft rounding through the head, and then we'll pull the knee into the chest. Bend to the side, just abandon it, and then pull that knee into your chest. The left leg stretches long. And then let's pull that right knee up and in towards your armpit, almost as if you could take the thigh to the outside of the rib cage. And then bring that knee back to point into the center of your right chest. Think elbows go forward, shoulder blades slide towards your waist, shoulders are easy, and the neck is long. And then release the leg, slide it forward. We're gonna shake out both legs. And then let them relax. It should feel like a crazy difference in quality in the sensation coming from the two legs, right? The right one probably longer. I even feel like I have more tension at my ankle. Right hip bone is more angled out to the side, as is the knee compared to the left side. I just that feeling of the right leg being awake and relaxed at the same time with the left one is a little dead weight inert. And it's sort of grumpy because it hasn't had its stretch yet. So here we go. So I'm reaching for the band again. And now let's pull the left knee into your chest. You band across the ball of the foot. Toes are free. Extend the leg up. You may want to shake up on the band. So if you don't have enough support or it's too tight for the length of your leg, just adjust. And then first want to bring it back. Try to get the foot vertically over the hip, which means that if the back line is tight, the knee is bent more. If it's less tight, into here. And if you've got more range of motion, pull it back like over your chest. Well, that's good. And then we'll just lower it slightly and start the circle across the body. So left side is grounded as you take the left leg over to the right. So let's stretch the lateral leg and then go low. Toe points up, knee points up as you're at the bottom of the circle, rotate externally, and then up to the top here again, parallel. So it's a short inhale as you circle that leg through the air. So besides drawing a perfect circle in the air, you might think about reaching out longer with the leg with every repetition, so the path of the foot then creates like a spiral out into space. It's almost like the shape of a tornado. It's like narrow, close to your hip, and it gets wider and wider out where the toes are. With every circle, circles get larger, the circles reach further away from you. Just breathe through it. Let's do one last one. And then we'll come up here to the top. Over the arms into the ground, help you stabilize your whole body. Let's press to the elbows and reach the leg out to the left, and then go low. Pull it over the body. This is your exhale, 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 exhale to the top to feel the knitting together of the transverse abdominis, the lowest layer that runs horizontally across your torso. Pull it up and take your time. Like really feel the weight of the leg and feel the work of lengthening the leg out into space. Did you run out of breath at the top? Let's hope so, because I want you to feel that deep knitting together of the low abdominals at the top of the movement. One more. Short inhale, lengthen the exhale. Breathe completely. Push the air out of your lungs into the air above you. Let's go for one more circle. Get that rotation of the hip joint also, so you really open up and release tension in the hip. Now, at the top, we take both ends of the band into the left hand. And then anchor the elbow. You can extend the right arm out. Stand perpendicular to your body and look at your fingertips. The W look at you. And then we're taking the leg out to the side. Hold that right side heavy because it's going to want to tip to bring the leg lower. That's cheating. And even though you'll feel like you get a bigger stretch, you actually get the same stretch if you push the hip down and then take the leg out. But this way of anchoring the opposite hip gives you the benefit of getting more work into the obliques. So once we're here, we can rock the leg a little bit gently towards the shoulder and away. Also, watch that your wrist hasn't gone into extension. You might want a little bit of flexion in that left wrist to prevent like straining into the carpal tunnel. And now we'll lift the leg up nice and slow. So drag it up, don't throw it up there. And then at the top, switch hands. Extend the left arm out, cross the leg over, reach here. The hip spirals off the mat. You're still looking away from it. Anchor the left shoulder blade, reach out with the left foot, and now rotate that leg internally. And pull the leg back a little bit towards the right shoulder. Reach out again through the left sits bone. to get more length here in the waistline. So you're opening up the space between the base of the ribs and the top of the pelvic half. You could also take your hand on that hip and press and sort of push it away from your ribs. And now we unwind the body. So look straight up, come down from your right shoulder to the waist, to the left glute. And then we'll pull the leg straight back, check your alignment here. And then we'll lift the head and shoulders, come up to balance on the base of the ribs. Pull the leg back towards your chest and bring your head up and forward. Look below the knee and straight across the room. And you keep pulling with the arms to help you find a pull through the abs. And then slowly release back. Head rest gently and you pull the knee into your chest. Ground off to the side. Now hug the knee in. If knees are an issue, your hand goes to the back of the thigh to the hamstring, and that creates a little more space in the knee joint. But now we're going to keep the right hip grounded, hand on the right hip, and bring the left knee out to the side and up towards the left armpit. Maybe feel that stretch across the upper inner thigh. And now bring the knee back up and in towards the chest wall. Hand position will vary depending on what your body needs. Eventually, we're trying to get the thigh to sort of lay here close to the ribs and the chest. All right, let's release that forward. Shake out both legs. And then just relax, the legs will rotate externally, so we naturally allow that to happen. Center your gaze, look straight up at the sky, and maybe a little bit forward, so lengthen the back of your neck here. And feel the comparison, right? So how do they feel in length and weight and energy? All right, so you can pull the legs together and be sure they match up. And then let's bring the arms up and back. Take a big yawn here. You can even arch back as you take the fingertips to the ground. Lift the arms, weight and shoulder blades. Let's lift the head, neck, shoulders, exhale, up. And we can pull the knees in as you sit forward to the front third of your mat for rolling like a ball. Edges of the feet together. Easier, hands to the back of your thighs. A little more difficult, hands to the shins. Elbows widen forward in either case, so feel that you're pulling the ribs back and the shoulder blades widen here. Create a C curve with your spine. Now, start to lift the feet and rock back a little bit so you're more at the base of your sacrum. And you keep your gaze fixed on your navel. Inhale, we lift the tail to roll back to the blades. Exhale, change direction and dive your hip forward towards the inside of your knees to come back where you started. So you want to inhale and inflate the back like you would inflate an entire roll on it. Exhale, dive forward, come all the way up. Ideally, not letting the arms or the legs open and close, so try to keep this tighter position. The same as you roll back to your shoulder blades only, the head and neck will touch, and then come back to balance here. Somewhere on the glutes between the sacrum and the sits bones. So rocking down. Massage out your back, and try to also roll in a straight line, so right and left side. Yeah. One last one. We start the movement by tipping the tail, not by looking up. Keep your gaze fixed on your navel the whole time. All right, good. And now for your abs. So we'll start with the right leg, right hand above the ankle, left hand below the shin. Elbows wide already to get prepared for the upper ab curl. And you can pick up the foot, lift the other leg off the ground, push up with your shin into your hands, and reach out through the left foot. Slowly go back to your upper ab curl and really work your transitions here. And then you're pushing up with the shin and down with the arms, elbows wide. Inhale, let's switch the legs, smooth and soft, nice and slow. And then find that push down with the hand and the push up with your shin. See how that connects you to your upper abs as well as your triceps. And let's push here. And then switch. The head stays high, you're looking down your nose at your abs. And again, inhale for one side, exhale for the other. You pull that leg in as close as you can without compression in the knee. And then we switch. Reach out through your sits bone as the knee pulls in towards your chest. And switch again. Let's pull both of these in and go right to double leg stretch. So arms and legs lift to the ceiling, fingers and toes. Exhale, circle the arms wide as you pull the knees in, keep looking down at your abs. This is hard because you want to follow your toes with your gaze. But as soon as you do that, you'll start to fall out of your best upper curl, and none of it's one back. So yawn your body open and embrace it in. If it's too much load, go straight up with the arms and the fingers and toes, and then pull everything in. One last one. Reach, and then circle and embrace. Let's roll forward and up. Come up to sitting, open your knees and hang your head down low. And just shake your head a little side to side. Take some tension out of the neck. In spite of all our best efforts, we will still feel that in the neck. And then we start coming all the way up. All right, and maybe after I've done this for like 40 years, I won't feel it. But here's hoping we all last long enough to have that occur, right? So let's roll back now into our scissors. So the arms can go forward and curl the tail up. You come back to your upper curl. And then we'll pick the right leg up and bring the hand up high towards the ankle. The left leg floats off the ground. Pull yourself a little closer to your thigh, and pull the thigh a little closer to your chest. We're going to inhale and hold this upper body position as you switch the legs. Keep looking down at the base of the floor in front of you. And feel that stretch in the back line. Pull it one leg up, the other goes down. And they slide by each other with just a whisper of sound as the legs pass each other in space. Push the air aside and then move through it. Toes are soft. Arms are working at every point where you're holding onto the leg. Try to lift your chest higher towards the leg. Look down at the base of the wall in front of you. One more, ending to the left. Now we're lifting both legs up to the ceiling. Intertwine your fingers, take the hands behind the base of your skull, and then pull the hip up and try to pull the elbows down and forward. Get your chest narrow and the back broad. You're trying to be on the tip of your blades. Now here, the legs move slowly forward, not very big, because you just want a small range of motion. You start to feel the abdominal wall really contract, like below the navel, above the pubic bone, and then exhale and bring the legs up towards the ceiling again. Bend the knees if you need to bring the vertical here. And then stretch it away. And exhale. You're trying not to go higher up on your back with your weight into the neck. Of course, if you need to lay your head down, do it, but then be sure the legs stay really high and not too much load for your spine here. Exhale to bring it up. And yes, doing it faster would be easier, but you wouldn't get the work. So Pilates often changing the tempo of an exercise increases the difficulty. And then let's fold the knees in, rock forward and up again. Let's use the therapist today to go into a roll down with rotation. I'm going to face you all. And we'll take the heels down, the toes up, and the bands around the balls of your feet. So sit upright on your two sits bones high. And elbows wide to begin. Now we're going to twist to the right. So pull your right elbow back and the left arm a little bit forward. Feel that you're connected into your core from that work into your arms. And then you curl the tail up. We're going down on the right side of the spine. There's a line of muscle there. You're going to find that line of muscle here. Go all the way down to the tip of the blade. So you're still in the upright pose with a twist. Push into your feet. Pull up. Keep that rotation. Look behind your shoulder. At the top, come vertical. And then we switch to the left. Elbow wide on the left side. Arm can be extended forward a bit on the right. And then we're going down. The elbow is high, so when you go down, it doesn't act like a bicycle stand and stop your movement. So we're coming down that left side of the spine. Take your time with it all the way down to the tip of the blade. And then push into your feet. Pull with the arms. Come up and really feel that work in your oblique abdominals. Keep looking behind you. Stay on your sits bones. Come up to the top. Everyone feel it? Good. And now we twist to the right again. So we're going down like so. So you do that same pelvic tuck to go over the sits bones into the sacral area, down to the tip of the blade, or at least the base of the ribs. Press into your legs, particularly the opposite one, as you come up. To feel that connection into the lower oblique on the opposite side from the gaze. So let's do one more here like this. Curve the tail up, really protect your spine by rounding your back into the ground. Nice. Good job. Yeah. And then pull up. And of course, anyone who wants, I should have said, you can just put the ankle weights over your ankle if you want to see how that feels a little different. Now, if you want to try it without the band, more difficult, right? But you might not go as far down in order to come up again. We'll see, right? So you can sit upright and just bring the arms forward. Again, pull one elbow back, rotate, look behind you. And the other arm is forward for assistance in dispersing the load. So go down, pull up, and just press in. Big exhale, big smile, come all the way up. Aren't you glad you tried that? And let's go again to the other side. So we can go back. It's like you're pulling the bow back. You go down on the left side, keep that elbow up so it doesn't stop your movement. Exhale, come up, pull up, use those obliques. Yes, and come to the top, and let's do one more like this. Or still using the band, also good. So you're coming down, you're curving the tail up and rounding the way back. Now really sneaky, pause here. I hope I don't regret saying that. I'm doing it, and then lift your head, pull. Because a lot of times if you just go back and immediately return, you get like this bouncing feeling in your body. So you just like take the same energy, redirect it, and it lifts you. If you pause and then have to restart, much harder. So here we go. 2, 1. Down we go. Pause. Exhale, lift. Oh, yes. Very good. Yeah. All right. So let's put this aside. And we're going to do the spine stretch. If you know your hamstrings are tight and you want to elevate your hips up on yoga blocks or even your roller, if that's what we have close, you can do that. And then you want to sit perched on your sits bone. Maybe knees bent a little bit in order to get that inverse curve right at the base of your waist. That lordotic curve should be apparent here as you sit upright. And you're not behind your sits bones, like sort of flexing back with the low back. You're really vertical here and bring your halo up over your throat, over your diaphragm, over the pelvic floor, over the center of the earth. The arms extend forward and the collarbones are wide. Let me push down with your arms and lift up the chest, lift up the halo. And then you look down your nose, tipping your chin towards your throat. You're pulling forward to the back of the skull, up, out, over, and down. So your head dives forward to the space between your knees, suck the waist back again, and curl the tail up towards your gaze. Feel that stretch in your spine, and particularly around your sacrum. Now push your feet down, your sits bones down, and zip your back up that imaginary wall. So you go back to come up. And then you lift up. If you're sure at the end, you're vertical, you're not leaning back, like off your center line, vertical line. And let's do that again. Look down. You're leading the head forward to stretch the neck, and then you move the thoracic spine. That's the part where the ribs are. Over and down, the body sucks up into the curve of your back, increasing the curve and the feeling of stretch in the back of your body. Push down to lift and come up. Now let's lift the arms up by the ears, turn the palms back, look up and imagine holding a large ball between your hands. Lift the ball to the ceiling, lift your chest. And then slide the ball back, over your eyes, over your halo. So you're vertical here to the lower part of the torso, and you waterfall backwards over the tip of your blades. And then you turn the palms forward, keep your eye on the ball, push it across the room, and down the wall. If so, it lands between your feet, and you suck your waist back, the tail forward, get a bigger stretch in the lower spine. And then press down through your heels, through your sits bones as you rise. The back muscles pick up the front. Your arms lift, turn the palms back at the top, lift your chest, look up, And then waterfall backwards, it's like there's a wall that goes right under the tip of your blades. And you lean into that wall without going back through it. And then you'll bring your gaze forward and down and pounce up over an imaginary ball resting here on your legs. So round over that invisible beach ball and suction it in towards your navel. Bring your arms down, stack your spine bottom to top. Excellent. All right. From here, we're going to let's go into our open leg balance and honor. So you bring your feet in. You can hold on to the back of your thigh. You can hold on to the top of your ankle here. And then curl the toe up and lift your feet off the ground. Inhale, the right leg extends up, go stretch. Yep. And then exhale, hold your balance point, bring the edges of the feet together. Now the right. Thanks for coming for as long as you can. Appreciate it. And then come back in. And then right with lips. Stretch the back of the leg, exhale, pull it back now. And then left, reach up. And pull it back. Now both legs simultaneously, a narrow V. And then exhale, bring it home. And let's do that again. Down. On the next one, we'll hold it up and wrap your hands around more to the outside of the cat. So you lift, put your hands slide around. You curl the tail up around the back. And as you lift the tail, you go to the shoulder blades. Hit stays off the ground, exhale forward and up, and try to find your balance point. Yay, good. And again, take it back. Smooth out the rod. We need the breath for this. And take it back here. Forward and up. And one more time. You can always hold on to the back of your thighs. That might make you feel more secure. Elbows wide again. And then you roll. Each hand position that changes like your point of balance. So just with a weight shift, it's going to feel a little different in your body. And that's all good because it kind of surprises the body to makes it more responsive to different circumstances. All right. So we'll go back and lay on our back. We can use the bench here for corkscrew. So then go around the feet. So we will back. You're going to take your time, throw your spine into the ground, or send you gently back, pull the knees in, and then lift the feet up to the ceiling. All right, elbows are grounded and reach towards your hips. So with the soft point through the balls of the feet, we'll circle like small circles over to the right, around to the left, complete the circle at the top. So maybe this circle is the size of a grapefruit or cantaloupe, somewhere in there. But you're trying to really keep your hips grounded, but just get a little weight shift around your sacrum. So you can feel like a little massage here on the edges of those joints. We alternate the direction each time. And when you bring the leg up to the top, try to pull it back far enough that you feel the stretch in the back of your legs. So again, we're using the weight of the legs and the position of the legs to challenge your ability to stabilize the center. And also to support the weight of your legs moving away from center. We'll do one more set. Do it. Inhale, go right to left. Complete on the exhalation. And then inhale, go left and then around the circle to the right. Now let's just try a bigger one here. And do it with control. So same slow, steady pace. Take the legs over, lift the left hip as the legs go to the right. Go a little bit forward and around. Tip the pelvis to bring the legs back up to the ceiling. So think about moving the pelvic calves. Just tip the legs. And the circle gets bigger. Get a deeper massage around the bony joints of the sacrum here. Twist. You'll also feel more work into the arms and into the abs. This is good. You guys are doing it slowly enough that you really feel the work and you're not just using the momentum. I love it. Appreciate the effort. Okay, and now that we're back to center, we pull this in. Let's go up to sitting. And let's pop ahead and work a little on our teasers. So get back to the bend. Just for a second though, let's take the hands behind you. Fingers can point back to the side or forward, whatever kind of works for your shoulders. And then push the ground down, lift your eyes, lift your chest, and then try to widen the collarbones and pull the blades together behind your back. So lifting into a bit of an extension into the rest of the spine, and also through the neck, circle the spine and the head. And then even at the top, pull your jaw forward and up to get a little bit more stretch here. Your eyes can roll back. Kind of look for your forehead. And then release out of it. So zip it up from the bottom to the top. So the head's the last thing to come forward. Let's do that again. So push down with the arms, the elbows can bend. You pick up the chest. Bring your gaze up to the ceiling. And if it works for you, you can tip the head back further. And feel that stretch in your throat. And try to squeeze the arms around the shoulder blades. And knit them together so the collarbones get broader and the heart goes higher. And then zip it up bottom to top. Your gaze gets pulled forward across the ceiling to the wall in front of you. All right. Yep, a little bit of chest opening, a little bit of stretch to the front line. And here we go with teaser, which does the opposite. So we'll take the band around the balls of the feet again, and the legs are zipped tight. You want to be a pretty short strap, and you could even double up on the strap if you wanted more support for your legs. So you could take it in half in ways, right? And then do that, have a little bit more control of the weight of your legs. All right, so we're going to pull the knees in, rock the tail up, balance on that space right below your sacrum, elbows wide and forward, and the neck long. So look into your abs. And we're just going to push the feet forward and out into space and try to keep the weight where it is in your glutes and not let your spine go back, and then fold the knees in nice and slow. Hold your body in this slight tuck. Yes, got it. Elbows wide, the collarbones broad, and you can smile with your collarbones as well as with your mouth. So, and your eyes, smile with your eyes too. Push this away. And exhale, pull it back. And one more like that. Reach. Stretch. This would be like a teaser position, right? With pretty much your eyes at toe level and a rounded C-curve spine. So let your waist fold back into that curve, curl the tail up a little more. Yep. And then imagine, or maybe try it, you can let the band drop and take your arms up. Bend your knees if it's too much load and your back starts to arch. And then fold your knees in and rock forward. And just in case the back arcs a little bit, back forward and suck the waist back into the seat curve. We'll do one more thing here. So I would probably on this one just use the band without doubling it up. But you could always use two bands if you felt like you needed more support, right? So here we're going to again curl the tail up off that and sit sort of below the sacrum, but above the sits bones. You're on that part of your glutes. Pick up your legs and find that little teaser with these bent. Now try to hold the feet where they are. And we're going to start to curl the tail up and go back down. So you come down, part of the way, try to hold the feet where they are, and pull with your arms and pull with your abs to come up. It's not just the abs, it's also your hip flexor muscle, your psoas, right? So feet stay here, curl the tail up and start to go back. And then lift to come up. You know what? Let's just play one little game. So I need a volunteer up here. We're going to find a partner and do that same thing, pulling away from each other, but pushing our feet into each other. So do you want to come demo with me? Mhm.
Do we face each other?
Yeah, so you're gonna be on one mat.
I get nervous when you say play a little game.
I probably should.
So no band?
No, so what we're gonna do with the band, take your band and stretch it out. Because we're each gonna hold on to one end of the band.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, would you move this?
Yeah, and even if the bands are different colors and different weights, you just would end up pulling more on one side. It would be ideal if they were all the same, but you know, whatever. So we're gonna take feet to feet. We're gonna demo. So we're gonna lift the feet up. Yep, and then you want to feel that balance. Now look at your friend's eyes and keep it at the same level. Oh, sorry, it's okay. And we're gonna start to roll back a little bit at a time. Whoa, I think we need some more tension on the band.
How far are we rolling back all the way down to it?
No, just go down part of the way, right? So, and the feet stay apart, and then look through your feet. Pick up your feet a little bit more. Whoa. And we have to have equal, so don't push your friend over.
Am I pushing you over?
Not yet. Good. We curl back a little bit. Now we come up. And the elbows lift and try to sit using the heads at the same height. Right? Are we going back down?
Sure.
Curve your way back. Yes, good. And then we press into the legs and we pull up.
I think I'm grabbing you like a bit dead.
You are.
With my
you got your
toes.
toes like that's switching toes. Take it back once more.
It's like lethal toes.
Go, you go all the way down to the brow line at the tip of your blades and then pull and lift. Whoa. How'd that feel? Did it work?
Well match.
Yeah, it was
good.
good.
So it's gonna-
Yeah.
So you can also
practice this at home with a wall.
Yes.
It's not as much fun,
Right.
but you
Yes.
still get this feeling of pushing into something to help you really like force it. All right, thanks everyone for playing.
Thank you.